Hi YouTube, I wanted to show you something today that's quite interesting. You may have heard of the cage system. It's a way for navigating around the guitar. I've decided not to make a video on it, ironically, because it's quite a dense topic and I know there are some fantastic videos on YouTube from excellent teachers teaching the cage system, C-A-G-E-D. So I highly recommend you do check that out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get familiar with the cage system. What I'm going to show you is just a tiny fragment of that system that you can apply instantly. So rather than melt your brain with heaps of information, I'm going to give you one example that will hopefully open the mind of some of you out there that are ready to step into this part of your guitar playing. So the F chord, when we first learn our chords, I know I certainly did as a youngster, and many guitarists, you learn your C chord, your G chord, your E chord, your A minor chord, these kinds of, the open chords, also known as cowboy chords, open chords. And then so often in the mix is the F chord, which is notoriously difficult because it contains the bar. So most of you hopefully know what I'm talking about with the bar. The reason I wanted to focus on this chord today is because the use of the bar allows us to move this chord around the neck freely. For example, if I take a C chord and I move it up one fret, I end up with some really bizarre harmonies that doesn't really, sounds kind of cool I suppose, but definitely doesn't sound harmonic. It definitely isn't the sound I was going for. The reason for that is because this C chord has open strings, the G and the E string are open, and when I move it, it still has those open strings, which changes the harmony, it changes the relationship between the notes and throws it into chaos essentially. When I play an F major chord, because of the bar, if I move it, for example, one fret higher, that's an F sharp major chord. And the relationship between all the notes, the intervals between each note that I'm playing remains identical because there's no open strings. The bar is the open strings in this case. So for example, I could move my F sharp major chord to a G major chord. It's the same shape, the same bar, the same everything, just the root note, in this case the third fret of the low E string is a G note. If I make that the fourth fret of the low E string, that's a G sharp note. G sharp major, A sharp major. So that's what I wanted to show you today. That F chord, which is a bit tricky. I'm not saying it's easy. It's an annoying chord. Everyone finds it annoying, no matter how much you play guitar, how good you get. F chord, it's got a bit of a reputation, but it's a nice shape to show beginners that F sharp, G sharp, A. So as I like to say, for the price of one chord, for the price of this F chord with an F note at the bass, you can move all around the neck of your instrument. So I might go up, that's a C note here. That's a C major chord. I'm playing my major grip, it's a C chord. There's a D note here, that's a D major chord. Now this is kind of what the cage system is about. Like I said, I'm not gonna bore your brains out with it because other people have explained it really well. That said, if enough of you comment and really want me to explain it rather than all the other great teachers, sure, I'll do it for you. But I like my lessons to be something kind of individualized as opposed to just the more general body of guitar knowledge, which has been so ably shared by so many wonderful people. So yeah, why don't you today play an F chord and then practice going F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Now B doesn't have a sharp, so we go straight to C. C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then back to F. E doesn't have a sharp, so after E it's F. Hopefully for someone out there that's kind of blown your mind, you're going, wow, I've just learned all these chords. I didn't know a G sharp chord, I didn't know an A sharp chord, but now that you know you can just move your F chord to the appropriate position, I hope that the grid structure of the guitar starts to open itself up to you. Thank you so much.